Okay, so like in every software, you have the File, Edit, Canvas, Layer, Selection, Filter, View, Window, and Others option. Obviously, Photoshop has a lot more options and other softwares as well. This one is a pretty simple software that you can use if you're a beginner or even if you're like experienced, or you know, even for work. If you feel comfortable with the software, I mean, you can draw in pretty much anywhere. So the file options, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have the new, open recent, save, everything that you have in other softwares. Always use file viewer. I never unticked this. I don't know what it does or doesn't do, but yeah, it's just there, just keep it ticked. Edit, the same thing, cut, copy, paste, redo, undo. Here in the canvas you can change the resolution and the size. You can flip your canvas horizontally or vertically. You can do whatever you want, or rotate it. Also here, this is a nice thing that I like about Paint Tool SAI, is that it basically gives you the option to extend. I mean, obviously in Photoshop you have the crop, which I use for it, but here, if for example you want to extend only on the bottom, only on the top, or one of the sides, you can do it, and it's pretty simple. If you want to extend like in just one way your height, you can do it, and it only goes to the bottom. If you want to extend it to the top, you can do the same. Oops. And it's pretty simple to do. See, I only extended to the top, the bottom is unchanged. Layers, well, you can do this exact things here on this menu. Here on the side you can just do a normal layer that has pretty much, well, not all the modes that Photoshop has obviously, but it covers the best ones, I believe. At least these are the ones I usually use, and I don't really miss the other ones that Photoshop provides. You have also a neat effect that is called fringe, and I will cover that next when we're talking about painting. And we have, for example, textures that I can actually show you guys here. For example, this is just plain color, right? But if you add a texture, this is something that actually pops. Exactly. So it adds to the layer itself, only to this layer, it adds a texture. You can scale it, so you can make it bigger or smaller, and you can augment its contrast or diminish, like as you want. So it's a pretty neat effect, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. And you have all sorts of effects. You have like these paper effects, textures or patterns, and some of them are not really noticeable. It depends on the color, and it kind of alters a bit the color, but well, it's going to depend on what you want, really. So next we have, where were we? On the layers. Yes, line work layer. Delete, erase, merge the layers. You can do this like obviously with shortcuts. That's pretty much all I do. I just work with the shortcuts. I don't really use these options. I rarely come to this menu unless for these options, for example, hue and saturation. Let's see. So obvious hue changes the colors, saturation, it's pretty much the same thing in other softwares. Brightness and contrast, it's the same thing. and actually it has the option of color deepen, and I quite like it because it's not the same as saturation or contrast. It kind of does a different thing to the colors, and you know, it's going to depend on what you want. Here on the view, zoom in, zoom out. Again, this is just stuff that you can do in shortcuts. So if you memorize them, you're not gonna have to come here all the time to do these things. And now here on the window, the only thing I changed, and that you're going to notice if you install Paint Tool SAI, is that this doesn't appear like this. It kind of comes, yeah, I think it pops up, and like when it installs, it comes like this, and I don't really like this. So I come here to the window and I click Show Layer Panel to the right, and there it is. I think it's much neater like this. It's pretty cool. You can hide the control panels. You can make it full screen, again, shortcuts. And also this, the color and the tools, you can pop them and put them on the right. So it's gonna be something that's going to depend on your tastes. Here on the others, you are probably going to want to come to options and keyboard shortcuts. Why the options? Well, a thing that I don't like about SAI is that you cannot extend more than 10,000 for some reason, because of the RAM issue, the memory load. It doesn't let you pass a certain threshold, at least in my computer, because of the memory that I have. Also here, if you have problems with your pen or your mouse here on SAI, you might want to change the options here, and it depends if you're drawing with a mouse, that some people do, or if you're drawing with a pen, you're probably gonna want to come here and do like untick. Here on the pressure, this is gonna come down to if you want it to be like precise on the pressure or not so precise. I mean, obviously it should be always on 0, because this detects if you're stroking very lightly or if you're stroking very hard. So yeah, for this software I put it on 0. Now we have the keyboard shortcuts, and these can be a little bit confusing. At least for me at the beginning it was a little bit confusing, because I wanted to change them like right here and I couldn't, and then I saw, oh okay, so I have to click the letter I want, and then it's like on clear layer, but I want the D to delete layer, so that's it. Or if I wanted to open something, that's it. It's like you don't write the letter that you want, you actually just select it, and then you come here and you choose what you want it to do. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Now here on the layers, you have the normal layer, like I just told you, and then you have this layer, which is a line work layer. You will notice that here on the left it changes the layout completely, and this is because this is not a normal layer, so to speak. It's just for line, well, it's line work, and basically you just draw a line with the pen, and you can actually edit the line however you want, and it's pretty neat, and you can actually make it curve or pointy, however you prefer. If you select here, you have several options: delete, stroke, combine, stroke, blah blah blah. You have all all the shortcuts as well. For example, I want to make something round or pointy. I just come here, I select pointed rounded, and I click one of the vertices, and you will notice that it was rounded and now it's pointed, for example. And this actually shows all the vertices that you can basically edit if you come to the edit tool. You also have the curve, which works as in Illustrator and those kinds of softwares as well. And like, don't worry if the line is shit, like you can just come to the edit again and oops, so printed, and use the translate and just make it good, you know, like just stretch it and go around it and do whatever you want with the line. And it's a pretty neat function. If you don't really like to, or if you're not confident yet with your line work, you can just use this option to make your art yeah, what a nice doodle. Anyways, again, another thing that I kinda never knew until some time ago is that you can actually change the pressure of the line. This happens in some softwares, but not all of them. So you just, basically what you do is you click and just change the pressure of that one vertex. And it's, yeah, this is very, very handy, because if you don't want your line to look like this part here, if you want it to have pressure and look really neat, again, you do the line with this kind of layer, and then you just edit the pressure points, and it's gonna look much, much better. Because yeah, you kind of don't have to do anything really. Like, the line is so easy in the software. I never use this. I always draw mine by hand. That's why sometimes they're shit. So you have the curve, which like you click, and then when you click again, you can, like, you know, does the curvy thing. And then you have the line, which is again pretty self-explanatory. Just lets you do this, and that's it. And this is the width of the line, so that you again can totally change using the pressure mode. I think it's like amazing, really. Select and deselect, and also the weight of the line. Okay, yeah, that's it. You just have to click it. Like, exactly, that's it. So if you drew a line that it's too thick and you want it smaller, you just select it here, like you come to weight, you select the option that you want, and you just click it, and all the line is going to be like according to the size that you picked. Again, very, very helpful. And color. You can just paint the line as you wish. Very, very, very handy. You just click the line and wow, magic. So yeah, this is pretty much the basics. And then here on the options, if you want to just erase everything from a layer, you click this. And if you want to delete the layer, you click here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe. If you want to see something else that is different and it's not in this video, just hit me up in the comments, say what you want me to show you guys, and I will do a tutorial based on that. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. See ya!